Hello, Speed Gaming viewers, and welcome to another Link to the Past Randomizer Spoiler Open 2022 match. We have shadyforce on the left side of your screen and mooglecharm on the right. We're about 40-ish seconds from getting going here. And let me tell you, I've been looking at the log on this one. This is quite a seed. Grab some snacks, have a seat. We're going to have a great one. I promise you'll remember this seed. I'm Adler in the booth with me today, and co-commentary is Revenant. How you doing?
Having a great time. I'm looking forward to seeing this race. I think I've seen these guys match up in a couple dailies before.
Yeah, these are definitely names we've seen in the community for a long time. shadyforce and mooglecharm, people you're going to recognize for sure. And we are off. Us running against Tank, $50. There's a good chance in spoiler you're going to need some money to buy some stuff. So finding some early rupee sources can be very, not just necessary.
I always like to see in these spoiler open seeds how many pieces of heart runners will grab early. Seeing Moogle grab the one there at a Link's house makes me excited for that.
Mm-hmm. Potentially even, maybe if there are 4 really easy heart pieces just to route in. So Moogle's got 50 rupees, going to go straight for a bomb purchase. You see that in spoiler if you got just like an easy 50 or something, and there aren't any great bomb packs to grab. Just go buy a 10 pack, and that should set you. All right, Cackwell, there's a bow. Good start. And an armor upgrade, and that's all we want. Okay.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of runners do a lot of really quick armor upgrades and a lot of spoiler seeds because it's just a very low percentage. So just getting at least one armor upgrade and going on with 5, 6, 7, 8 hearts, depending on how comfortable you are, is pretty easy.
Mooglecharm's now headed over for Mini Boulder Cave. With 10 bombs, he should be able to deal with the minis with no problem, assuming they're not too squirrely. These two are getting split up here. It might take 1 extra. Yeah, those left 2 sometimes can be a problem. Ooh, big money, 300. Nice to see it. Another heart piece, another 300. Flippers are here. And an ice rod.
I mean, this kind of smells a little fishy to me. It's smelling like Zora.
Early flippers. Yeah, potentially something up there that we want. Or perhaps we need those flippers later for something, and well, I mean, we do. We definitely know we have swamp on the table. There's a glove in Saw's closet. shadyforce has grabbed that, and only the glove, nothing else. So we do, of course, know what the prizes are. We know that swamp is a crystal, so we do know the flippers are required. It's like you got to get them at some point. It's just a matter of when do you route that in. A lot about spoiler is making this route as efficient as possible. Got both of these guys headed up. So let's see. Mooglecharm just opening the leader 2. I mean, honestly, that 10 pack of arrows is not a terrible idea to have if you're going to have a bow for your early weapon, but Moogle hasn't been over with Cackwell to get that one yet.
Yeah, I guess Shady is Shady thinking more of grabbing pots for arrows instead of just grabbing that chest with 10?
Yeah, potentially. I mean, there are a number of arrow pots in Eastern. It's not an uncommon thing to see.
I mean, not like it's a massive, time saver difference between grabbing 2 pots for 10 arrows versus 1 chest for 10. So just a thought in my head, though.
We're gonna head over to the right side of Eastern for something. You wouldn't come over here if you don't need it. Yeah, Mooglecharm's in here without the bow. So yeah, there's either another bow in here, or Moogle is planning on making a second dip of Eastern because this is a crystal dungeon. Which means there must be something in here he wants a lot to make it worth this early trip. So Shady went and got the right side chest there, and then they're going to be about to this middle chest about the same time. Oh, there's a flint here. Okay.
Okay, but since seeing the flute, yeah, it makes a little bit more sense with Moogle probably trying to lump this back in with Pod.
Yeah, Whereas Shady's going to go ahead and just... Shady's picked up the big key on purpose, is just going to go to the back, deal with this dark room. Didn't get any arrow pots either. It's going back here with literally just the arrows from the chest. Got the key, no problem. Just needs to find the upper corner without getting bumped around too much. And there's the door, no problem. So yeah, Shadyforce is committed to doing a single dip of Eastern, just one and done this. And whereas Moogle's going to double there. I kind of like the one and done approach here. I mean, yeah, mooglecharm is getting to activate the flute earlier, but like you don't have to come back into Eastern. And like mooglecharm now has to go to the right side, get the big key, and then like that's just time that Shadyforce automatically has in the bank. So a little bit of trouble with the Red Igor. But mooglecharm went out with a flute. We'll see where he opts to go now. A little bit of Kakariko cleanup, grab some other stuff that happens to be here.
That was a pretty sneaky 5-arrow drop there from the... I always call them presents.
Yeah, the prizes, yeah. And we got half magic in the back of taverns. So that's really nice to have available in Spoiler. Sometimes it just gets hidden away somewhere and you don't get it. There's our other glove on Bottle Merchant. And now Moogle will drop in and go ahead and grab the bow from Cackwell here. Probably the armor upgrade too, because why not? It's right there.
I mean, you're on 3 hearts. A Moon Pearl away from pretty good Dark World access, a hammer as well, so I cannot see a reason why you would not grab blue mail there.
Yeah, mooglecharm did route heart pieces there. Actually picked up his 4th in Cackwell. Is now has 4 hearts, opposed to Shady's 3. And we are headed up the mountain.
Yeah, Moogle did also grab the heart piece that was out of the left side Saha hut chest as well. Grabbed all 3.
Yeah, it looks like that was intentional heart piece routing, just to give himself one more. I wonder if our boss hearts are actually just really terrible in this one. And we have spotted in Spec Rock Cave a certain sphere that we want to have, be it that moon pearl there. Yeah, we kind of want that. So Moogle's routed that in, just getting the moon pearl as pretty much as soon as possible. We got 2 gloves and a pearl, so that tells us our hammer is probably in the Dark World somewhere. Or it's just more convenient to grab the two gloves and route to village first. He's activated his flute and also heading... Nope, going to 7.
Hasn't done that mini Moldorm, I believe.
No, not yet.
I'm loving mooglecharm's even 500 rupees.
It's pleasing in a way, yeah. What if he's... No, I mean, we need that 500. We need at least 110 for Pod. So it's not like we can save exactly 500 for Zora.
Considering we've moved away from chest game, I'm assuming that's not going to be a concern to us. As well as walking straight past the shape house.
Yeah, pretty much nothing in village. We're going right, just head straight south. We're going to dig. Nope. Not even digging. We're actually just walking probably just towards Stumpy Hype Cave. Maybe just Hype Cave. We'll see if Stumpy's relevant here. Nope. Going right towards Hype Cave.
No question, does Hype Cave live up to its hype today?
Probably. I mean, we're heading right towards it from village. There's got to be something here. It wouldn't be worth doing this walk otherwise. Yeah, almost just enough bombs. Lacking only like 2 more extras. Are any bombs in here? A mushroom. A mirror. And an arrow refill. Why not? Why just while you're here? Get it, grab it, sure. Well, we picked up a mushroom intentionally. I'm going to hazard a guess that's probably important. And
either that or powder might be in an awkward location and it's easier to get Samaria and fake powder.
Could be fake powder too, yeah, that's true.
Should be a very strange situation, I think, but...
Moogle is headed to go ahead and jump in the lake with the mirror ready. I'm thinking we're going to see what's on the island. And it's a hammer. We're gonna stay in the dark world. Yes, we are. Okay. I mean, we could see him flute to 2 and check out that mushroom immediately, but we're gonna head down here to the. Oh, we're going to the whirlpool. Heading back up to the northwest part of the world. Oh, I'm sorry. No, this goes to the northeast part. That's not the other whirlpool.
Oh, this is prime mushroom location.
Yeah, this gets you to the mushroom. I guess. Okay. This is routing catfish then, because I think if you're gonna turn in just the mushroom, you're fluting to 2. You're just mirror fluting to 2. But yeah, he's going for catfish. We got something over here we want.
And potentially an extra Zora too, if you'd like, I suppose. And
Yeah,
the waterfall fairy.
Yeah, waterfall Zora are very easy to mirror from here. Yeah. And then if that mushroom is important, then for the turn in, of course, then you can just do that at any point. You can flute to 2 whenever you want. So. Shadyforce is not too far behind here. Basically, the time difference now is mooglecharm is leading in. Oh, there's our boots and catfish. Okay. mooglecharm's leading on checks, basically, by way of Shadyforce taking extra time to clear Eastern. So. And Shadyforce thinking for a moment. Gonna do the save and quit. And mooglecharm now with the hammer and mirror, we have access to the top of the mountain and the entire mountain. Really, actually, he's got to run across the top of it. But yeah,
Also take down Moldorm too. Well, Moldorm as well. Obviously not Moldorm 2, but
not yet. We'll get there.
Spectacle.
Pick up another heart piece. What if Moogle has 4 more of those routed in, or 3 more after that one? Peeks into Hera, says, I don't want to actually be in here. Never mind. And Shadyforce is taking a different approach to this, is going across the top first. North Dark World, maybe going to do a Kern jump at the end of this. Oh, we have Float, we're doing a Kern jump. Graveledge stop off, though, actually. So this is actually a bit of a interesting route divergence.
I like this use of the ice route here in Spiral Cave.
I kind of like this stop off for both a bomb refill and the sword that's here. That's kind of nice, too. The bomb refill is really nice. If you have to go to Graveledge for some reason, it's a good excuse to stock up on bombs. mooglecharm finds a fire rod in Spiral Cave.
I mean, I'm just thinking, Canis Samaria, maybe a little bit of Turtle Rock action. Need Quake Medallion, though.
Yep, we do know the Quake Medallion is needed. Now Moogle's going to get into Paradox Cave, skipping 2, going right for the upper 5, or the lower 5, depending on how you view the cave. Shady's going to turn in that mushroom, so we'll get to see what that actually is useful for. Got a blue boomerang. There's a bomb boost medallion in Paradox, and that's all we want there. Ooh, there's a sword in the mushroom. All right, Shadyforce is up 2-1 in swords currently. Yeah, because Moogle just found one in Paradox. So yeah, that's 3 swords we've seen so far. So at least the
Shady
swords are
will absolutely be getting that.
Yeah, at least the swords are nicely accessible here. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that mooglecharm didn't do the mushroom turn on the way through. I mean, you kind of walked right by Potion Shop. He may have been thinking too far ahead, like in future routing. But yeah, it's like you have a flute, and you can flute to 2 literally any time and get that sword whenever you want. So Shadyforce has got his boots, and mooglecharm is now going to be the first to get into our next dungeon we've chosen to do, which is Thieves Town.
Which, on the topic of swords, I was thinking about, you know, having an extra sword beyond fighter doesn't necessarily help too much with this dungeon in particular. So I wonder if there's an ulterior motive between going back over there to turn in the mushroom and then flute back out of it to go somewhere else.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe I wonder if Moogle has like an empty bottle or two routed in that are just free to pick up on the way, and is planning on maybe doing a one-stop sword and potion buying trip later. Maybe just while you're there, fill up any empties you might have come across. I don't know, just things to think about.
I mean, the other thing too that occurs to me is if Moogle wands and Master Sword is comfortable and silvers are not terrible to get, could just skip a sword.
Potentially,
but then it would seem weird to grab the mushroom anyway.
Yeah. It seems like just a really free sword to grab. Kind of like, why not? Yeah. I agree with Telethar in chat. The turning in with the mirror bonk, I do believe is the fastest method. It isn't, you don't need to do a screen transition. You have to run off the left side to make the turn in happen. And SpeedGaming is getting into looks like we're gonna do bomb refill. Nice. Yeah, we're getting into swamp here. A hookless swamp dive. While mooglecharm is continuing to work on Thieves Town. Vanilla bomb chest. Is this even? Hey, we take all the free bombs and stuff we can get. The convenient bomb packs and spoiler, you love them. We take all those. All right, nothing else in Thieves Town we want. We are grabbing blind and get this boss fight on in short order here. Let's see how much Shady does in swamp here, because this is a hookless swamp dive. So clearly there's something in here. There's a reason to route this in now, and we'll see how mooglecharm's blind fight goes. First 3 hits look good. Four through 6 also good. Still on script. Vanilla hookshot incoming. Oh, didn't get 7 through 9 because they got release the sword spin a little bit early. Release the sword a little bit early and got a spin out of it. That'll throw you off, but still got through the fight, no problem. Ooh, a vanilla boss heart. That's nice. In spoiler, you're just kind of okay with those because, you know, vanilla boss hearts, you gotta kill those bosses. Just free hearts, basically. Any heart that's in the path easy to get is just a bonus, pretty much. There's a triple YB to the back without the hook. Maybe Shady's doing that. Not sure about this time. Maybe not this one. It's like we're just setting up we're just doing the left side swamp the normal way here. mooglecharm's now headed for that Graveledge sword.
We're running here to left side swamp, and this should be spicy.
Yeah, having to go hookless into left side swamp. This is a decision you don't often want to make in just normal rando, but in spoiler, there's definitely a reason to do this. That's a hook shot in left side swamp. All right then. So let's just complete the dungeon now, yeah?
The way we like to see it.
Oh, this seed. Seed has some jokes.
How much of the spoiler log have you gone through yourself?
Oh, I am aware of this seed. I know what it has in store.
Okay.
This one's
We're in for a show, that's for sure.
Oh, absolutely, 100%. You're gonna love this one. But I'm gonna do my best to spoil nothing of it until we see it on screen. Shady Force down into the flooded room. Drop a bomb in and out of the water. Clip on the rail. Nicely done. Oop, there's a bow in flooded room and a free heart. We take both of those things. Excellent.
That's Shady Force's fourth heart now, finally.
Moogle's on 5 now, having routed in the heart off a blind and a quartet of heart pieces.
Meanwhile, that is our silvers pickup, though. So this is going to make pretty much all of our bosses 4 silvers minus Armos Knights, because Shady Force has already done them. Pretty much free.
Yeah. This is even for like Argus in particular. This just speeds up the Argus fight significantly. Just being able to plug a single arrow into it in phase 2. Master Sword makes this okay to do. You can do double pull spins, not bad. You could silver this too. Actually, you've got one quick swap between your hook shot and your silver bow now. Like you could just silver these puffs. Also, it's not a terrible idea.
Yeah, I wonder how much more interesting it would have been if we had a runner grab Tempered before doing this as well.
Yeah, like they both have the option. Oh, our lamp is an Argus. Neat. Okay. Well, that's nice to have. Especially if we know where the fire rod is. Moogle's already got it, so those two fire sources are independent of each other. Yeah, I mean, considering that like you've got 3 swords available, it's completely feasible that you get all 3 before doing this boss. You know, Tempered is a decent chunk of time saved on Argus itself. So, all right, Shady Force is headed back to the mountain. We know there are a few things up here he's probably gonna want. Oh, got dead rocked.
You hate to see it.
And Moogle's on his way over to left side swamp. So Shady Force does have some more he can do up here. Having hookshot, you could opt to go ahead and knock out Tower of Hera if there is a reason to do it. I mean, it is a pendant dungeon. Oh, Moogle didn't route that hard in. Interesting. I guess he thought it wasn't worth the time to grab him Paradox too. He might be comfy at this point with like the hearts that are on route enough that they're easier to get. I feel like you do that.
Mooglecharm body blocking that silver arrow.
Yeah, I love to do it. All right, Shady Force has his 3rd sword now and his Bombos Medallion. He's gonna go ahead and exit Paradox Cave and continue on the mountain. You get out of there. Great when the mini molder really wants to try to take cover as much as possible. They're easily like top 3 worst enemies in this game just because of how random they are. Moogle's now got his silver and his extra heart from Flooded Room up to 6 blue now. 6 blue, honestly, not terrible if you're an accomplished spoiler runner. You've done worse, probably.
Or just any person who plays low percentage.
Yeah. Well, yeah, low percent in general, yeah.
I mean, because, you know, that's pretty much all the spoiler tends to be, is your optimization of routing and whether or not how comfortable you are with what kind of low percentage.
Mm-hmm.
Which sounds simple, but is definitely more difficult than it seems.
Shady Force is done with the east side of the mountain. Gonna go ahead and just flute back to 1 and climb up the left side. Wonder what we have in mind here. This might, I mean, we're clearly going to Hera. I wonder if this is, we get to see what's important in here then, basically. Mooglecharm having a little bit of trouble getting the ice rod hits. There you go.
I don't know if I'm interested to see on the conservation of arrows on Moogle's side. Because he
Nicely
did
done.
pick up silvers.
Yeah, that should. Yeah. We are headed right for the boss in Hera. Okay. Shadyforce pulling off a nice first try Hera pot, and we are going to go kill the Mold Worm. Temperature will make this a pretty quick fight. One spin, one slash will do it. Mold Worm cooperates. There you go. And mooglecharm is headed for the mire area. That's a shield on Mold Worm. So we've got two options here. One is that Pendant is required, or two, Shadyforce just really likes shields. I think he might just really want the shields. All right, mooglecharm going into Misery Mire here, and Shadyforce right behind him, actually. Curious that we were doing this without a Samaria in the inventory. This has some implications. Where's the Samaria? It might be locked by something that's in here. We'll have to find out.
I was going to say, we do have a potential guest here in chat from Gornash of Pedestal Kane. And, you know, I don't dislike that as a suggestion, because we just saw that clear of Tower of Hera. But we are diving in here right now, so we'll see.
Yep, the other, we got Desert and Ice are our other Pendant dungeons, so there's a chance that isn't logically available depending on the key layout of Ice Palace. So I'm not going to say like Ped Samaria. I'm not going to jump on that immediately. But it's just less likely because of how Ice Palace can be. But we'll see. Definitely possible.
Our new guest from chat is Pedestal containing the Quake Medallion.
Ped Quake. That's definitely a possibility. Yep, that's if there's anything there, that's definitely one of the more likely options. Considering that all that does is just open TR. Medallions on Ped are just kind of it's a semi-popular thing the Logic could do. Oh, well, there's a vanilla Samaria in Mire. Okay then.
You know, if we are potentially looking towards Ped, though, this is a really nice thing for being able to do Icebreaker through Ice Palace for our green pendant.
Yes, that speeds up Ice significantly. So routing this in before Ice Palace makes sense. And then while you're over here, if we are hunting Ped, this is Mire, the vanilla Samaria, into clearing Desert for its pendant, and then you can go grab your green pendant from Ice, and then go grab whatever's on Ped if that's what looks like that's what we're hunting.
Interestingly enough, though, we are no longer doing anything else in the dungeon. We are going straight for Vidi.
Yeah, looks like it. Oh. Rolled a couple hits on the spike there. You don't have to hit that. Sure don't. Moogle got into the autopilot there of hitting the switch. I was like, wait a second, you didn't hit the switch upstairs. That'll give Shadyforce a few more seconds, assuming he does it correctly here. Nope. Also autopiloting. Wait. Oh, he's doing alternate spooky.
Yep. As soon as he picked up the block, I was like, well, hold up.
Gotta do a little... Oh, not quite. Now he's gonna give it one attempt and call it good. Okay, that was the alternate spooky setup, yeah. Which is a little more tricky to pull off because you have to do a dash turn fire odds, because you have to be far enough north by the time the projectile hits to actually get the switch to trigger. But mooglecharm will be the first one to get into the victorious fight. Very easy with the silver arrows. And dead already. Force right behind him. Victory is one of those bosses that was just you're never meant to have silvers before this fight, and you see how much it trivializes it. And Mooglecharm will now go ahead and head into the Desert Palace.
Interesting that how synchronized our runners are here. Meanwhile, Shadyforce having just a full dungeon lead with having completed Eastern Palace.
Yeah, that is notable. That Shadyforce has roughly caught up for the most part in time, while still having one more dungeon completed,
and having the Tempered Sword as well.
Yeah. Okay, so in Desert, we're stopping off for the map chest, and then headed to the right side. There's a cape in the compass chest. So if it's on the route, you may as well. It can be a really nice safety item. And a vanilla big key, as you do.
I at least mean between our two runners. Yeah, I believe Moogle has Thieves Town completed. Meanwhile, Shadyforce has Eastern and Hera. So it's just a 4-3.
Yeah, it's 4-3 right now. Yeah. But yeah, if we are chasing Ped, then Moogle still does have to get up the mountain for another climb to go to Hera. Which means a pretty quick clear overall. But yeah, just in terms of raw dungeon prizes, Shady definitely has a lead here.
But to answer towards Gornash's question, so if this is a pet seed, the pet item is either a medallion or something that leads to it. Yeah, it would have to be. It'd have to be the Quake medallion, or a book, powder, or a bottle if we haven't gotten one already.
Yeah, no bottles yet. I think none are just really on the route that are convenient enough to be worth grabbing.
Or shovel. But it would pretty much have to be any one of our fetch quest things. Or the medallion itself. I mean, I suppose the only way that Pedestal could be our best bottle location is if the other 3 bottles are all in Ganon's tower, and it locks our medallion that gets us into Ganon's tower.
Yeah. Alright, Moogle's now headed up for Hera. And Shady is going to go ahead and knock out Thieves Town. Yeah, this is a chat has questions that I have too, actually, like thoughts of like, why didn't Mooglecharm grab the 3rd sword? Why is Shady doing this before Ice if we have a Ped seed? Because it feels like you could do Ice Palace and then loop in Thieves into Skull into Pedpole, like, all together. And these are questions, I don't know. I mean, you only get 15 minutes to study the log and then get into the seed, and like your route may not be perfect. Like 15 minutes, it goes by fast when you're when you know you're in a race situation, and like you've gotta just do this as best as you can. That time goes by fast, and your route, you may still be figuring out your route while you're playing. That's just how spoiler goes.
I wonder if Moogle's going to do what we're looking for here, though, with grabbing that Tower of Hera and then footing, to 8, and probably gonna do what we're looking for. Ice Palace, Skull Woods, Pole Ped if we need it. And then you just flute over to 5, do pod into Eastern, go up to Turtle Rock.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird. Like, there's nothing really in Thieves Town besides like a heart. Like, it seems weird to do thieves before any of these other things. Like, this is a go mode dungeon basically. It just feels weird routing. Which
is what partially leads me to kind of like the weird kind of shenanigans that Moogle has pulled here. Kind of just inadvertently behind the scenes doing what we were thinking about of, you know, Ice Palace, Thieves Town, Skullwoods, Pull Ped.
At the same time, I wonder maybe if you're in a situation where you want to just do a dungeon that you don't have to think about. Like you know it's a go mode dungeon, there's something important in there, and you can kind of autopilot it while thinking, like kind of trying to process what you know about the log. And you're looking at stuff and you're thinking like, maybe you just want more thinking time. Like productive thinking time, basically. So, there's mooglecharm getting his icebreaker after not. I think that was the first block there. It looked relatively smooth. Sometimes getting the one pixel to the left can just be a bit of a chore, depending how good you are at one frame taps or whatever. Shadyforce is taking care of blind, got their boss heart and a crystal. And Moogle's on his way down through Ice Palace. He's acquired an extra key for purpose of going to Ice Tea from the Long Ice Room. Let's see what he's found here. And now Shadyforce is saying, it's time for Ice Palace for me as well. Ah, there's a sword for Moogle. Okay, well, I mean, you could have had that a while ago, but that works.
That just still interests me. Why grab the mushroom then?
Yeah, why grab the mushroom? It could have just been a mistake. Like, he wasn't thinking about the mushroom at all. I don't know. It's weird. That's something we can ask about later,
like,
I suppose.
You know, obviously these guys know not relatively exactly what their routing is going to be. They might update things because they might forget something. They might, you know, have thought about a different position, but they actually grabbed what they wanted before. So I just wonder if... Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Still nice to have, though. We'll never not say no.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Moogle no longer has to... He can forget entirely about that mushroom turn-in if he so chooses. Shady can completely ignore that iced tea check. They've both got 3 swords, which is plenty.
We got some fire rod dupes there.
Interesting that Shadyforce also did not get the half magic out of the back of Tavern, which was like a really free spot to grab. And we got a key on Cold Stairs. That confirms that it was not possible in this seed for Samari to be on Ped. Moogle now out of Ice Palace here. We're going to flute to number 3. Moogle does have all his pendants now, so this is probably going to be a trip through Skullwoods, and then after Moth, we will see what is waiting for us on the pedestal.
Yeah, pretty much all we're looking for is either the Quake Medallion itself or a fetch quest that gives us the Quake Medallion.
Yep. You're a fetch quest fan, of course you're hoping for like shovel into powder into book into Quake or something like that, you know. For all we know, it could just be actually just the medallion itself. We'll see. And both of these two took a hit on Cold Stare, putting it a bit close to death, but no deaths on Cold Stare, so not a problem. And nothing important in Skullwoods. We're heading right to the back. And we'll see if Shady Force is going to continue to follow in Moogle's footsteps here. Nope, going to 5.
Interesting. Gonna do pod first.
Gonna mix up the order. I mean, really kind of whatever. You're fluting from a dungeon you just completed to where's your next dungeon or two that you're gonna do. Like it's the time. There's really no time difference if you're just fluting to places. So as long as you're not like looking for items that are gonna speed up the dungeons you're doing, which I mean, pod's as fast as it's gonna get at this point. So.
I'm just interested to see how go mode we can make pod.
Yeah, depends on where the keys are in this dungeon. Hey, look, a bottle. Moth gave us a free bottle, so we do finally have one with a B in it, kind of appropriate. Moth
Alright,
being,
so if Quake were on Sick Kid, then we probably would have done this and not any part of Desert, Tower of Hera, or Ice Palace.
Yes, if Sick Kid had a necessary item, then we would not have done all the pendants. All right, here we go. Moment of truth. Is it the medallion or something that leads to it? Book would be funny. It's just the medallion. We got ourselves a ped seed.
And with that puts mooglecharm in go mode.
Yep. mooglecharm now has all the items he needs to finish the game. We joke that, of course, in spoiler, you're always in go mode because you know where everything is. But yeah, it's still a matter of getting those items.
Well, you're in no mode.
Yeah. All right, Shady Force has gone over to the right side, grabbed a nice bonus heart there and a key. Another key from the bridge here. Nope, there's a key there. Trying to hit the switch from over here. There you go. I'm gonna reset the tile to get the hard hats out of the way. So looks like the big key's in the back here somewhere. Yeah, so at this point it's a matter of who can just rush down the rest of this game faster. They're even on prizes right now. And considering, I don't know, it's hard to call right now. Like yeah, Shady Force still has to go get his go mode, but like these two are still very, very close. These route differences have resulted in like not a lot of time difference between them.
Just interested because Moogle, I believe, just has to go to Armos in Eastern as well.
Yeah, well, he has to get
he did all of it except for.
He didn't get the big key. He has to go to the right side to get the big key as well.
But does have hookshot mirror, so it's not that bad necessarily.
Yeah, he gets to do it a little bit faster.
And I wonder if that's really just like doing that is the main difference between going towards.
Oh, that messed it up. Yeah, the hard hats messed him up there. Oh.
Brain's at a loss of words.
Just go for the stair launch. There you go. Just first try stair launch. Easy. Just do that instead. That's faster. If you can do that first try, actually, it's just like the best way to do it. But yeah, curious decisions. Yeah.
I just wonder what the time save or difference or what have you, I suppose, between just rushing back of Skull Woods and then going towards the big key, which is pretty quick and easy in Eastern, into Armos.
Yeah. Decision early on of just enter Eastern to grab the flute and then do the rest of it later, which when you've got like hook shot to make the right side faster, versus single dipping Eastern, which is a bit slower, but you never have to re-enter the dungeon.
I always love seeing runners grab the hearts there in that statue room.
Yeah, I mean those hearts in particular are important because if you can have sword beams to the basement, they're really convenient. You don't have to quick swap off of a hammer to get to a different item to hit the crystal switch. All right, Shady now has 2 dungeon prizes left to acquire. The Skullwoods prize from Moth, which will be not too long from now. It's a quick run to the back of Skull. We'll get the Quake Medallion very shortly thereafter, and then it'll be up the mountain for Turtle Rock. Mooglecharm is also almost into the Helmasaur fight. We'll be mirroring to finish to clear out Eastern after that, and then also headed up the mountain for TR.
Maybe TR will be friendly to our runners, and then it's just execution through the gauntlet climb.
Yeah, we'll see. TR, of course, is a very linear dungeon. Depends on kind of where the keys lay out, how much of it you have to do.
I love the bomb start here. Anybody who knows me knows my talk about Helmasaur King. I am a full just sucker for bombing the mask.
Yeah, because I mean the one bomb is what 4 hammer hits, isn't it?
I believe it is. You need 5 bombs.
Yeah, because it's 17 hammer hits or 5 bombs. I think one bomb is equivalent to 4 hammer hits.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So.
Usually you'll see a lot of runners do the double bomb start and then hammer the rest. That's super common. Usually, I believe it's you place the first bomb, you pick it up, throw it, you place the second one, and then you go for hammer.
Yeah.
But I've always, I first learned how to do the fight many years ago using only bombs, so.
Oh yeah. I hear that a lot. Like a lot of people figured out how to fight that boss just by throwing bombs at it because it wasn't clear that you're meant to use the hammer to break the mask. And bombs just so happen to work. Shady dropping into his moth fight now.
And an interesting, personal confession. I never knew that you could even use the hammer to hurt the mask until I started playing Randomizer.
I think Moogle forgot to grab the key. I don't think Moogle got the big key earlier, so I think he's going to get to the door and realize he's realizing now. Yeah. I think if he had a lead, it was a minor one, but now I think Shady is getting a good chunk of time back from this. I think Shady, if the lead was questionable now, I think with this, this is like a good half minute right now that Shady is getting. Yeah, he forgot the.
I think if at this point in time, Moogle is maybe thinking about any potential mistakes on Shady's side in Ganon's tower, especially during the gauntlet climb.
Mm-hmm. And Shadyforce has got his Quake Medallion. It is time to head up the mountain and go clear TR.
Which do you think would have been faster? Fluting and turning in the mushroom to grab the third sword that way, or grabbing it out of the iced tea room?
I like it, the mushroom, and it more so the fact that you're going to Catfish because you want your boots. They're just on Catfish. You can just go get them. You're walking by the potion shop right there. You can do the mirror bonk setup and get your fastest mushroom turn in. I don't see a reason to go to iced tea in this one. You can just route throughout the mushroom turn in. It's very easy. I mean, iced tea is still a relatively quick sword. It's not a long check to get to. You can get an extra key and go there the fast way, but still, that mushroom check is very quick.
It's still just one of the things that puzzles me essentially just why grab it if you weren't going to turn it in for.
Yeah.
I wonder if you just made a different execution decision along the way.
Potentially. All right, Mooglecharm has got the Armos fight done, gets his big 20, and his 6th crystal. While Shadyforce is now entering TR. We're going to see what the key layout looks like here. We're heading to the right side first.
Usually right side first is pretty promising for a nice key layout.
Yeah. That, and if you have the mirror in your possession, it's a little bit quicker to do this than go left if you have to go to the left chest. Still surprised Shadyforce didn't get the half magic. He must be confident with not having it. One key in the roller room on the right side. See if the compass chest has anything. Looks like it does. There's the big key in the compass. We've got a chance at a good key layout here. We'll have to have one in chomps. And then assuming our small keys aren't like lava and big, then we have a relatively kind key layout. Using the cape for a little bit of insurance on chomps. Yeah, you don't want to get bitten there. It'll hurt a lot. No, Shady does have both his bows. The bows were free. They were in Cackwell. The first one was, and the second one was in the Flooded Room Swamp. So you walk right by, you may as well grab it. You can see on his in-game HUD that the arrow is the silver, just not on the tracker, which is quite fine because sometimes the tracker misses inputs, and we don't fault our trackers for that. Speaking of
between that and the tracking program will always just mess up.
Yeah. And speaking of our tracker, shout out to Yoinkers for doing back-to-back tracking. Had tracked the previous racer on SpeedGaming, and then stepped in to do this one as well. So big shout out to them today. Okay, we just need to find one more small key in Turtle Rock. Is it going to be here in Crystal Roller? Nope, it's going to be on Laser Bridge. Fair enough. That's where it usually ends up landing.
All right, well, the key layout was nice enough, we'll say.
Yeah. Ideally, it's just there in Crystal Roller, you have to touch Laser Bridge, but we'll take that over it being in the big chest. As maybe we get lucky and there's something like a heart or something worth grabbing on Laser Bridge as well, and you're just happy to be here. There's the key. And we're out of here. And Moogle's not too far behind, having grabbed the pokey key. Back through the tubes. SpeedGaming is now getting across the big gap. Gonna get into our Trinex fight here. We're gonna have a quick little bit of guessing time after SpeedGaming kills Trinex. As we do a spoiler, instead of guessing a number where you think the GTBK is going to be, a specific location this time will do, because they are not liable to have very high check counts in GT itself. So, you think a specific location, name a chest where you think it's going to be. Hi, Shady. So, another feature of Spoiler Tournament, our runners are allowed to be in the chat to provide us with thoughts about how they are doing if they so choose. They're also allowed to stream snipe. It is part of the spoiler rule set. They are allowed to know how their opponents are doing. They're even allowed to tune in on the restream and see how and know how we're what we're saying about them. So
that is very true.
Welcome to the restream. Happy to have you here.
I'm sure, like usual, we'll get you in the commentary booth as soon as both you guys finish up as well.
All right, now your time. Quick guesses on exact location where you think that key is going to be. I haven't looked at where it is. Actually, I don't know. So I'm gonna say my usual Bob's chest is my preferred location in GT basement. If you get it right, I will do my best to mispronounce your name on the air. Small key on the torch. Skipping that. Okay. Does not want it. Does not care. Oop, grabbing a small key. We're gonna grab. Are we gonna? Oh, we're doing it. We're doing the middle door. Yeah, the middle door. Let's go. I love middle door routes.
So does that mean that there's not a small key here in one of these two chests, huh?
Yes. I love middle door routes. Oh, so cool to see in Spoiler.
Bye, tile room. You were dead to us.
Definitely wasn't tile room. Looks like we're headed for compass. One silver arrow to the Gibdo. Get him out of the way. Kill that one too for good measure.
Also, to what we were just saying before as well. Shout out to Moogle also being in chat for saying, having misread the potion shop sword as kneading powder.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So yeah, that was pretty much relatively what we were thinking.
And that's compass bottom right for the big key. Anyone get it? I did not see a compass bottom right. No winners today.
I can't tell you the number of times I've misread big key chest and big chest.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you play Spoiler, it's one of those things that you definitely have to kind of do your best to learn the chest names. Like map and compass in some dungeons are like which one's which, and then also distinguish between the big chest and the big key chest. They get a 15-minute study period answering chat asking about how Spoiler works. Yeah, so 15 minutes when the race starts in the room, when they both ready and the timer hits 0, the log is provided to them at that point, and they already have the seed. They've been given the seed ahead of time. Or they're not allowed to start moving in the seed until 15 minutes have passed since the log is given to them. And then of course they're allowed to keep the log open. There's no rule that says they have to close it once they've started racing, and you definitely keep it open because there's no way you're going to memorize like where all the keys are and stuff. So a lot of your study time is figuring out your item route, and then during the race you can scroll through it, and it's like you're entering a dungeon. You want to know where the keys are and remind yourself if there are any important items in there, like which specific chests have those items. So it's not like you have to memorize everything, because you definitely don't. Yeah, that's a good point from Telethar. Like, that's kind of general rule the game follows with regard to the map and compass chests. For the early dungeons, map is your first chest and compass is next to BK, and then that's flipped for the later dungeons. Yeah. Alright, shadyforce through his land mode 2. Nicely done with silvers. Very quick. You're into the Wizrobe tile. And Moogle's not too far behind. As long as Shady doesn't have any execution gaps, this is definitely his race. Good Wizrobes too. Good RNG in the bridge. Keeping the lamp out for torches too. A little magic conservation. Does not have any refills, so he does have to be conscious of that, yeah. Pick up the refill here because you'll need it for torches too. Gonna have to grab one key from the mini Helma, and we are good to go. Grab a little arrow refill, just to get some extras. You don't want to be short on arrows going in again and being like, miss a couple arrows, something bad happens. You need to fall back to silverless hits. It feels bad every time. I've been there. Spin and slash to mold arm 2. Down it goes. Quick hook shot across. We're on our way into the last floor. mooglecharm also having a nice Lambo too. 3 arrows does it. Nice one cycle.
I mean, this might be, just one Ganon fall away.
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Spoiler can absolutely be that way. This late game execution, when you're really not that far apart, can one little thing like a Ganon fall or something, yeah, can easily do it.
That was a really nice triple there out of Shady.
Yeah, he's
on that first one.
made that look really good.
Nice classic 3-2-1.
Yeah, those the angles on that first one were like a little bit tough, but he definitely just kind of said, "No, I got this. I've done my trigonometry homework."
Yeah, I just think at this current time, especially with the execution they're going through the Gauntlet Climb, Shady is in his element.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it. These two have both executed extremely well. I don't think there have been any unintentional deaths this whole seed. Any deaths at all. I don't think they even have any death warps or anything. All right, Shady, how's our Ganon fight going to be? Crossing the hour mark as we drop in. Oh, maybe we're having a little bit of trouble in the room here. In the pre-molten room, that is. Looks on track for the 1-1 from Shady. Gotta be careful of these fire bats. Oh, please. Okay. We'll just be in tension mode here with 1 heart to go for Ganon phase 3 and 4. Just don't touch him and you're fine.
Big Pig just wants a hug, though.
Yeah. That 1 bottle in the inventory, as a reminder, does not have anything useful in it. It is a bee that we got from Moth. So there are no refills to be had here. Oh no, Silver, my one true weakness. Being extra careful not to get hit here. Yeah. We're gonna just be super cautious.
Miss the torch glitch as well.
It's fine with Silver, so he can get the triple set up here. Oh, didn't time the triple. Gonna need another torch cycle. Gonna wait for it. Yeah, he's being super careful. I don't blame him. And that's the 4th arrow. That's gonna be GG for Shadyforce. And we'll get an official time in just a moment once he's across the bridge. That is going to be Shadyforce coming across in first place with an official time of 1 hour, 1 minute, and 35 seconds. The race room says 1 hour 16, but we take off that 15 minutes for the study period, so 1:01:35. And Moogle's now dropping in. This Ganon fight will be nice and quick on his side too. I didn't see if he got the trident spin. He might have missed it there. Yeah, he's not going to get his 1-1. Mooglecharm does have the cape and half magic, so he has the luxury of using that to kind of get through his 1 cycle phase 2 in here. That cape is a kind of a really nice backup, honestly, in situations like this. You can save yourself a cycle. And to be fair, he might not know where he is in this race. Some runners still opt to, even in spoiler, like they don't necessarily, you're not required to look at your opponent's stream or the restream. You may not know where your opponent is. You may not have the race room visible. Just, I don't know, you might just say you play it. So, yep, he's just going to play it hard and finish as fast as he can still, regardless of whether he knows that Shady's already finished. There's the 1. Oh. Gonna go for the 2, 3, and 4. Nicely done. And Mooglecharm's gonna get across the bridge here in just a moment with his official time of 1 hour, 3 minutes, and 22 seconds.
And as well, we are joined here by Shadyforce. GG's.
Yo, GG's, and GG's to Moogle.
So what I want to know is, I'm gonna say a question for both of you. Honestly, okay, Moogle's here too. GG as well to our second place finisher, Mooglecharm.
Yo, GG Moogle.
So what I want to know is the
Here we go.
timing of doing the Thieves Town. I'm kind of curious from both of you, like why not wait on Thieves Town until like after you're done with like Ice Palace, so you can do like one big trip to Village, basically like Thieves into Skull into Pedpool.
For me, I kind of, for some reason, thought Skull was the third pendant, even though my tracker clearly shows it being a crystal and ice being a pendant. So that was just a bit of a brain fart. So that cost me a little bit of time. It's not the worst mistake I've ever made in a spoiler seed, and it didn't cost too much, but it's just a bit dumb.
Fair enough.
I was totally intending to have the 3 pendants, then do Thieves and Skull, and I get the Quake Medallion that way.
Hey, Shady GG. Sorry, I had some issues with my audio. I think you were asking about Thieves Town.
Yeah, just like the kind of the timing of doing Thieves Town versus like doing it later after you've already picked up like all your pendants, so that you can just do like Thieves into Skull and then the Pedpool all at once.
So I wanted this. All I really wanted was the sword from Graveyard Ledge, and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna go into the village, I might as well just clear Thieves while I'm there, because getting us an upgraded sword doesn't really do too much for me in Thieves. So I figured I'll just clear it, and then I'll go get that sword, and because it was really just on the way to get the sword. That was it.
Mm-hmm. And then I guess we also heard
I normally would skip it.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I guess we also heard from you about the misread on the mushroom versus where the mushroom turn for the sword and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where my swords are going to be because they were in like really bad spots, and I'm like, well, there's a sword in iced tea, and then there's a sword in the potion shop, and for whatever reason, like I remember seeing the powder in GT and was like, well, I'm never getting that other sword, so let's just focus on getting the one in iced tea. So I was trying to figure out if there was a way to do ice earlier to get that sword, and then I noticed that I looked at the stream and Shady had tempered already, and I was like, what? How did he do that? And it was just like all of a sudden in my head, wait a minute, it's the mushroom, not the powder. And I've had this mushroom for whatever it was, 15, 20 minutes at that point. And because I wanted the swords for Argus. So if I just, because I left Hera for later, thinking I'll just be able to get that, on its own, and let's do tempered Argus. And yeah, it just, I don't know. As soon as I noticed it was a ped seed, I freaked out and I couldn't figure out the route in time.
Yeah.
I made some bad mistakes routing this as well, actually. There's a couple that definitely cost me a good half minute each. Like, for example, after Hype Cave, I was intending to go straight to the lake to get the hammer, obviously, like super clear. And then maybe I could even be clever and then get the warp and go to Catfish and then Graveyard Ledge and turn in the sword while I'm there. But for some reason I just skipped the hammer, and I'm like, oh god. So I go over to Graveyard Ledge Catfish, which was kind of my plan anyway. I just flute to the village and do that, and then I get the warp back, but that's definitely way slower than just getting the hammer first time. And the other one was regarding Hera, because I went over to Paradox to get the goodies, and I went to Spiral, and as soon as I hopped off the ledge, as soon as I was falling, I was like, wait, I should have done Hera first. And then afterwards, I was like, wait, I should have done Hera very first, and then done Spiral into Paradox. That would have made so much more sense. So, because I realized I had to do Hera early to get the pendant.
I didn't have my hookshot at that point. Because what I was originally thinking was, I'm going to go to the mountain and get my stuff, and then... like, I didn't want to do swamp. I don't know. It's just like I was so confused as to when to do swamp, because if I didn't do it after, I didn't want to do it after Catfish because like I didn't have the swords yet. So I was like, well, I want to get that sword from Paradox because it's going to make Argus so much easier. But you probably just fluted to get your sword from. Wait, no. When did you do it with?
So I did swamp with the Master Sword. I just did swamp relatively early with the Master Sword, and then I used the hookshot to do Dead Mountain and get the stuff from there, even though I didn't technically have to, because you can't just do Hera. Oh, I guess if you do Hera without the hookshot, but then you have to do Tile Room, yeah, so you really want the hookshot to climb no matter what.
Yeah, so I was trying to figure out when I should route Hera in, so I figured, well, I'm going to save Hera till a little bit later. I'll just reclimb the mountain for it, because I wanted the hook shot to do it, and I hopped in there thinking, well, I'll just get the big key from the basement, and I didn't have the fire rod yet. So I was like, oh my god, what am I doing in here? I gotta leave. So yeah, it was just I was really out of sorts with that mid game in terms of when do I do swamp, how do I efficiently route in these boots, and the mountain. So I was like, I wanted as many swords as I could for Argus, but the only ones that I noticed were the one at Graveyard Ledge and the one in Paradox. Where was the
Okay.
mushroom again?
The mushroom was in Hype Cave. Like you got it just
No wonder.
like right near the mirror. Yeah.
So I kept thinking, like, that's why you did it with Master Sword, because like by then I would have had Tempered probably, because I had chosen to do the mountain first, and yeah, it's just I feel like that sword mishap really cost me a ton of time because my Argus was bad, and then I went to Ice Tea to get the sword. So yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like my early game route was okay.
It was a tricky one for sure. Like I struggled, and I definitely didn't settle on the right route. Although maybe I kind of looked into some of the important right decisions. But I was really worried about this one because, like, I know you're very good at routing, probably better than me, and I was thinking, oh, Moogle's gonna crush me in this because
it was really confusing.
I'm relieved to hear that you also struggled with it. Let's put it that way.
Like if everything was sitting in Village, for instance, maybe the route would have been a little bit cleaner, but with Meyer having a vanilla cane and Swamp essentially having a vanilla hook, it really kind of forced you into doing things in a certain order, which was a little tricky. And yeah, this sword just completely screwed me over. I was gonna ask, do you think it was the right play to finish Eastern? Because you had to go to the village to get your bow, so you spent all that time walking to the village to get your bow, and then like you're spending time, I don't know, I feel like you're double dipping too much walking. So all I did was walk into Eastern to get my flute, and then I activated my flute and got my bow at the same time, and I noticed that you had cleared it, and I was like, I don't know, which is the right play here? I had no idea.
Okay, so yeah, I guess because you get to do it with pods, so you don't have to walk there, and it's just the traversal within Eastern. So
and I'm running to the back.
And I have to say, I didn't really put too much thought into not doing Eastern without a bow, not completing it, like when I would go in just to clear it. But I was also, I don't know, and for some reason in my head I was thinking getting the bow and having arrows will help in Mini Moldorm Cave as well, because there was no easy bombs, so I just ended up getting money and buying bombs at some point.
Yeah, my starting was to grab the 50 and sank, go buy bombs, and then clear Mini Moldorm Cave. Because I'm thinking, like, if I don't have to double dip the village, it's either double dipping the village or double dipping Eastern. And the second dip of Eastern happens to be with boots. So I was really struggling with what to do there.
Boots and hook shot when you've got the key on the right side.
Exactly. Yeah, and I forgot about the key the second time I went in there, which was another 30-second time loss.
Oh,
so between the sword and the big key, that killed me.
Yeah. Okay. Because I thought it was going to be close. I was looking at I was thinking, oh, which is faster, Eastern or Skullwoods plus pedestal grab? And I was worried. I thought we were going to be neck and neck climbing. Maybe we were going to be, but
yeah, I forgot the key.
Okay, that explains it. As I was thinking, how's he dying with like this much health late in the season?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes so much more sense. I think you might be right about saying double dipping Eastern. I just didn't put too much thought into it, and I assumed that the double dip of CAC was kind of forced, so I just went for it.
There was nothing in CAC that you really needed, unless you were planning on clearing Eastern without the boots.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I didn't realize you could just grab the merchant later on and not have to worry about it in the first trip. I did it with when I went to activate the flute, and that's when I went to the merchant. And
yeah, because since I started at Mini Moldorm, I had the money to get the glove right away.
So where did you get your bombs from?
Oh, I just walked over to the Hylia shop.
Oh, so you did the Sank money, Hylia shop bombs, and straight to that. Yeah. Okay. Well, I did the same, but I guess I did it in a different time. And
you both made that purchase. Yeah, with the 50 there.
That's funny because the previous race also both made that purchase, and it's kind of It's not that often that that's just your best bombs, because the shop is quite slow, but I guess it was in these couple of races.
Well, it was between that or getting like 6 bombs in CAC. I think there was Blind's Hut had 3, and then Chicken Hut had 3 or something like that.
Yeah, and but then Mini Motorm's a bit scarier if you're fewer bombs, and
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. And Saha's Closet, you have to burn a bomb there.
Right.
So yeah, this was a tricky one to root, for sure. I thought I executed well. I'm just a bit unhappy with some of my routing decisions. They were mistakes, but they were a bit dumb, so I'm a bit unhappy. But I played well, so I'm happy with that at least.
Nice.
Yeah, you two definitely both executed well. Like, I don't recall there being any deaths at all. I think you both played very well. It was just the routing decisions that came down to it. And, that's spoiler for you. And this one was a tricky one. Like, I'm sure the moment you realize this is a ped seed, because I'm looking through this and I'm like, I'm searching every item. Like, oh, Quake's on ped. Do we need that? Oh, we need that. Oh, well, this is a ped seed. Okay, well, then at that point, your mentality changes. Like, oh, you got to route in 3 more dungeon prizes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like you have to do a lot more work. And how do I do all this efficiently? So honestly, I can't blame either of you for not having the perfect route through this one, because 15 minutes goes by so fast when you're in like race pressure, trying to figure out exactly how to get through it. So.
Well, and the thing is, you don't realize it's a ped seed until like you're 7-8 minutes in, or so it's like further in the study period when you're like, oh wait, oh no, like how am I going to do this now? Because you already started to formulate a route.
Exactly.
So,
you don't know that right off the bat until you search Quake and you're like, oh, wait a second. Because I imagine you start off, you're looking for like your important stuff, like where's your Dark World access and everything, like your big items. You're not looking for medallions right off the bat.
I do tend to try and find at least where everything is, just to have a quick glance at it as early as I can before I start piecing together the route. I think maybe it helps in this situation. In some ways, ped seeds make it simpler as well, because you're just doing all the things. So you don't have to worry about, which items can I skip? Is the ice rod optional? Is Samaria optional? Is this bolus seed? It's just like get everything, do everything.
Yep. The moment you know it's a ped seed, you're like, oh, I need all the items. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think what made it a little more confusing was some of those vanilla items, because it's like, I know I have to clear ice at some point, but I want to make sure I get the cane before I do that. So I have to try and route in Mire before I'm going to go into ice. And I can go to Mire, but I'd like to get the silvers before I do something like that. So I have to do swamp. It's like all these things where, I'm like piecing it together, but then I'm needing to insert all these other things into the middle of it.
Yeah.
Before you know what you're doing, swamp with a toothpick,
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the way it usually works.
Well, I think Shady.
GG's to you too. I'm relieved to have won this one, because I was really worried, because I asynced your last race, Moogle, and you beat me by 22 seconds. So I was well worried going into this.
Yeah, no, you're a great runner, and good luck in the next round.
Now I've got Humbug, and if I beat Humbug, then I have Relkin. It's like it just doesn't stop. It's just
I know. It doesn't get any easier.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of strong competition ahead of you. But yeah, GG's to both of you. It was a great show. Thanks for being on Restream, putting on a good race for us. I put their links in chat if you want to give them both a follow. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. And thank you again also to our crew for today, for Alex Sadlitz. I mispronounced one name. There we go. I got one. For being co-coms with me today, and also again to Yoinker's wife for tracking multiple races today. Being really on top of the track, and we really appreciate you helping out. I think that's all I've got, unless you have any final comments for us.
I think at this point, all my questions that I had got answered pretty much.
Sounds
GG's
good.
again, and thanks for getting us on the Restream. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Make sure everyone's following all the SpeedGaming channels. You're right here on the SpeedGaming main, and then 2 through 6. Don't miss a moment of the action. There will be more of these races to come, and you can peek at that schedule right there in chat to see what's going on with this tournament, and as well with the speedgaming.org schedule in general. But until next time, that's going to do it for us. We're going to get out of here. We will hope to see you back here soon for the next race. Until then, take care of yourselves.
We'll see you next time.